Just getting back from Yellowstone, and it was a dandy. Luckily for you, we filmed it all. Box Canyon, Buffalo River, Yellowstone National Park, Stagecoach ride in Yellowstone, went golfing as well. Also went to Mesa Falls. We did it all. We packed in a ton for you to learn all there is about Island Park. You're gonna love what you see, and even maybe entice you to get a second home up there in Island Park. So let's go revisit Island Park. Welcome to Island Park. This is the gateway to West Yellowstone. This is RVs, this is lakes, this is rivers, this is outdoors, this is camping, this is Airbnbs. Everything here is an ideal setting to get away from it all and relax and unwind and enjoy nature. I've been coming here for years. My wife's family loves this place, and so when I married into the family, we come here every year at least. This is only a 5-hour drive from Boise, so to own a second home from Boise, or even better yet, if you own a second home from Pocatello, Twin Falls, Rexburg, Idaho Falls, very, very easy to do. So we're gonna take a look at all Island Park has to offer, top things to do here, top things to see. We're gonna dive right in. This is Henry's Fork. Henry's Fork is known for its fly fishing. In fact, if you see past me, you can actually see people bank fishing. Most of the time, you'll see people in their waders out here fly fishing, and you'll see some good ones hooked. Henry's Fork comes from Henry's Lake, which is on the north side of Island Park. We'll float down this thing. We'll actually exit right on that next bend is where we usually exit, or here. This is a river that we're very familiar with. We'll come here every time we come up here. So to give you orientation of where we're at, we just about 0.25, maybe 0.5 miles, half a mile away, said, welcome to Island Park. Had the sign, population less than 1,000. So we're on the south point of Island Park. In fact, as we entered Island Park, it did remind me that this is home to the nation's longest main street. So this is their claim to fame, the longest main street in America. I mean, how cool is that, right? But the beauty of Henry's Fork, if I can come here during the trip, we will get some footage of some anglers on the river doing their thing with their waders and fly fishing and all that stuff. We are gonna float the river, but not this river later on. So you will be seeing footage of that one and this one. Take a look at Mesa Falls. You can see Upper Mesa Falls, Lower Mesa Falls here as this footage shows you. Literally, you're only 45 minutes from Walmart at this place. You're 45 minutes from Island Park. This place is home of so many engagements. There's a local university there about 30-45 minutes away that takes care of that. The whole Island Park Valley is some super volcanic eruption that happened millenniums ago, and it's no different with Mesa Falls. It's as tall as a 10-story building. Lower Mesa Falls is about a mile south. I've never actually been in Lower Mesa Falls. You can actually drive there as well. But this is a place, a little slice of heaven. You just walk down, legitimately probably 3-minute walk from the parking lot. You can't hear the water from the parking lot, and all of a sudden you get there and you just take this all in. And take a look. Absolutely beautiful, Mesa Falls. We probably hit up this place probably 50% of the time on our way into Island Park. It's just a nice way, a nice scenic drive. Once you get to Ashton, Idaho, all of a sudden you hit the pine trees, and this is a way to start off the vacation. All right, this one is Mack Inn. We just had pizza. We're gonna go get ice cream, and my favorite ice cream here is Play-Doh. I know it doesn't sound good to most adults, and that's cool. This river meanders up slowly to Big Springs, and we'll show you Big Springs too. It's where we feed the fish. I've seen moose on this river a handful of times. There's fly fishermen right now under the bridge. Just kind of Island Park as a whole. When we're up here, like things to do, we're gonna go to Sawtell, we're gonna go to Box Canyon, or we're gonna go to Buffalo River. There's a ton of campgrounds, a ton of razor trails for you to enjoy as well, a ton of Airbnbs up here. So if you don't own a place, you can find a place. They are a little bit pricey. Like this hotel here, this is a Marriott. This is like $500 a night for a simple Spring Hill Suites. This is kind of like, to us, not everyone, but to us, this is kind of like our center of Island Park. One of the cool things, now we're not looking at Bill's Island right now, but Bill's Island is where I grew up with Island Park. There's this island, it's a private HOA, and they've got tons of cabins on the water. They got cabins that aren't on the water too, but it's this island, and then you can wake up and wakeboard, go around the island and catch a perfect glass. So there's some other places here in Island Park that are home to others. Enemy's telling us we gotta go that way, but this is Big Springs. This is a kid favorite for sure. I just heard there's not many fish here, which is crazy because what we do is we bring our corn, which is the secret ingredient for these fish. Bring our corn, and then these huge lunkers, just like huge fish are here. This is the water from the springs here, Big Springs, that goes all the way down to Henry's Fork. So we've seen this water. Obviously seagulls like it because there's a ton of food that we're throwing out. We're gonna go check out Big Springs. This is Johnny Sack's cabin right here. It's kind of cool. This overlooks Big Springs, but there's a few artifacts that we just showed you there inside. A lot of those are his hand tools, original tools. The clock was his. I don't think I showed the clock, but a ton of cool things in there. The guy died about 70 years ago. Next off, heading to Old Faithful. This is going to be part of Yellowstone National Park. This one is not the only geyser in Yellowstone. For those who know, there are geysers that are bigger. Old Faithful is not the tallest geyser, it's not the biggest, but Old Faithful is the reliable, or the Old Faithful geyser. That is why it receives all the attention. Old Faithful doesn't go off every 60 minutes, but it's roughly every 60 minutes. So if you barely miss the geyser going off, you've got another 60 minutes to wait. But not bad. You can go into the shops. There's plenty of things to do for tourists, to get some ice cream, buy some trinkets. There's plenty of things to do in those gift shops. Moving to Grand Prismatic Springs, as you can see, the blues, the greens, the oranges, the reds, the yellows. One of the coolest things about Grand Prismatic Springs is the color. Now, you get a better view if you take the hike up. It's about a mile hike. I'm not going to do that with a kid on my shoulders. And there's also the other springs on the way up. This was a cool little stagecoach ride we took. This was the end of the day up towards Lamar Valley. My father-in-law's always wanted to do this. This is a treat. They paid for this for us, and really fun to do. Stagecoaches that replicated, I think it was some stagecoaches that were in the 1920s. The cool part about this was just the tour on a stagecoach, and then halfway through they stop you and give you a little quiz and information about Yellowstone, how it got its name, why it was preserved, things like that. Pretty cool. Again, Yellowstone's only about 45 minutes from Island Park. If you want to get to like this location, you're an hour and a half away. This is Buffalo River. This is a calm, serene river. The whole thing is like this. You could walk it if you wanted to. In fact, some of the nieces and nephews started doing so. This is where it connects into Box Canyon. But Buffalo River is calm, it's serene, it's peaceful. You can paddleboard with no life jacket, no problems at all. Obviously, don't quote me on that, because if you die, then your liability is on me. In fact, this river, you see me in a life jacket, that's just for purposes of being a good dad, showing the kids that I'll do what they do. My brother-in-law, who was in the raft with me on this one, did not have a life jacket. We never once experienced anything that was life-threatening, so to speak. Just a peaceful, this is a little bit faster moving, you get some bumps, but nothing. Even if you tipped over, you could swim just fine if you've done a swim lesson or two. Again, this is Box Springs. Behind that little house there is where Buffalo River meets Box Springs. This is Lamar Valley. Lamar Valley is known for its buffalo. I mean, you can see herds and herds and herds of buffalo. You can see wolves up here. All we saw was bison, and we ended up seeing a pretty cool bighorn sheep. As you can see in Yellowstone, you can get up close and personal with these bison, I guess is the correct way to call these things. Don't mess with these things. While they look gentle and friendly, they are not. They will charge you and they will hurt you, and they can even kill you. Do not mess with the buffalo. We also decided to start the bonfire in the back of the cabin as well, do some s'mores, get the grandkids going. It was fun. Good times with the fire in the back. I mean, this is what Yellowstone's all about, is just enjoying the great outdoors. Also, while you're in Island Park, not the world's best golf course, but check out that view of Sawtell in the back. This is my brother-in-law, Chris, giving us his best stroke. I think he shakes his head afterwards. You can tell me what that shake of the head means after the swing. Yeah, I don't think he was too happy. What do you think?
Welcome to West Yellowstone, Montana. This is located 20 to 30 minutes from Island Park. So what are we doing in Montana? It's the stop before Wyoming of Yellowstone National Park. Here you're gonna find trinkets, souvenirs, ice cream. IMAX Theater over there is a wolf. Grizzly Bear Discovery Center, fly fishing tours, there's taffy, there's all sorts of stuff, horseback riding, fly fishing, snowmobiling in the winter. This place is a mecca in the winter. It's always snowing over here, and so if you're here in the winter, you can also do snowmobile tours through Yellowstone during the winter. So this place is loaded with outdoor fun, and West Yellowstone's just the gate, because in order to get into the national park, you've got to enter through either the northeast, south, or west entrance. So this is the west entrance to that. This is the Yellowstone Old Historic Building. You can go in here and learn about the natural history. There's restaurants here. There's a barbecue joint. There's a pizza joint. There's also the Playbill Theater. Good memories there. Growing up, we'd go to that one a couple times. As for lodging, there's plenty of hotels and motels. I know there's some Wyndhams. I know there's a Motel 6 or something, Super 8, one of those too. And then a bunch of Mon Pas. I'm looking at a place called Three Bear Lodge, you know, just stuff like that where it's not as chained, but there's a lot of those places. One of our favorite things to do here in West Yellowstone is get ice cream. I know it sounds lame, but it's Wilcoxon's. It's the brand you find inside the park. It's also a brand you find here on the outside. Just a town to come, park your car, walk the town, buy some souvenirs, kind of enjoy it, and just give you perspective how close we are to Yellowstone. Yellowstone's probably at a mile that way. About a half mile is the entrance, and if you get here early in the morning, you'll avoid the crowds, and if you get here in the afternoon, you'll avoid the crowds getting into the park. So that's how you get into the park, is from this west entrance from West Yellowstone, Montana.
You want to talk about good finds for Airbnbs in Island Park? This is the one. This one is only a couple $100 a night, and you get the whole entire cabin. A-frame cabin with a patio. Let me just show you some photos here. It's got the nice fire pit area. I mean, this is what you come to Island Park for, is the outdoors, is the scenery. Sit around, you know, chewing the cud with your friends, family, whatever it might be. This is why you come to Island Park. This is another great one you could rent out. This one's about 500 bucks a night. Yeah, this looks like a place I would easily stay at. Awesome place. All right, so this is a place you can rent for like a family reunion, right? So you have to book these ones like a year in advance. These ones get booked up for the whole summer. You get the idea. These guys are building a monster of a home. This is definitely meant for the family reunion space. Let's take a look at this dandy. This is $450,000. Usually for less than $500,000 in Island Park, you're not gonna find that the homes are on a foundation. This one's 4 bed, 2 bath, 1,700 square feet on an acre lot. I think this would be a fantastic home. This one coming in at $759,000. This one's a little bit more pricey, only 1,800 square feet, half an acre. But the location on this one is right next to Big Springs, Mack Inn area. Like, this is a huge center point of the whole Island Park Valley. Coming in at a small $4.75 million. This is almost on 2 acres, 12,000 square foot place, 7 bed, 9.5 bathrooms. This place is meant to rent out. This one is located on Bill's Island. This is going to be a pretty penny if you decide to rent it out. Super great spot on Bill's Island. That is a real dandy. A fantastic place. About 7 beds, 9.5 baths, built about 20 years ago. This one is meant to entertain. As you saw, we packed a punch in that video. Island Park has a ton to offer. It's super beautiful. I think you could see that in all the B-roll, the drone, everywhere we went. It's fantastic. If you are looking to put a second home in Island Park, maybe it's your first home, or you have anything you saw in the video that you need to reach out for, please do so. My number is 208-213-2092. My email, brian@brianhymus.com. And if I missed anything in the video, please put it in the comments below. Want to hear your feedback on Island Park, especially if you've been there. Let me know anything I missed, and I will get that responded to in your comment, or I might just have to go visit there and make another video for you. So if you are looking to put a second home in Island Park, give me a call, text, email, and we will get you in touch and get you started. Okay, this is Mack Inn. Mack Inn is this. Okay, this is Mack Inn. Mack Inn is where there used to be like all right. This is the old historic. This is the Yellowstone. Oh, hey, extras. Ready? So let's go take a look at Island. So let's go revisit Island. Man, why am I squinting? Even maybe entice you to get yourself a second home up there. So we're gonna take a look at all the Island Park. Are we live? Okay, it's probably fine. Honestly, it's probably fine. Okay, let's start over. I'm just gonna do it all over again.